Hello, everybody. Today we're doing a little bit of a different thing. So today, for the first part of the video, we are going to actually make our life easier by importing paperweight, by importing the icar commands, which you will see what they are, and by importing Lombok. Now, I will quickly show you how to import them and how they work and what do they do, and I will leave the code in the description so you can copy and paste it, in your project, so we can go by this really quickly. Okay. So over here, first off, you will import this package. I will again leave all of this in the description. Next, Maven local and Gradle plugin portal in the repositories. By the way, all of this is in the build.gradle file. After this, okay, so we import Sonotype, which is, from what I know, basically about the same thing as GitHub, but it's for projects like this, like APIs. Then we import protocollib. What protocollib is basically a package that allows us to manipulate the packets that are sent to the client or to the server, or in general just manipulate Minecraft packets, which allows us to do weird stuff, I guess you could say. Maybe weird, maybe creative, maybe it allows us to do stuff. That's all that matters. And then icar, which is basically a package that allows us to easily create commands without having to implement them here. You will see what it does. Okay, after that, you will, in the plugins, add a paperweight user dev, which is basically this. This site also has the tutorial on how to do it. So as you can see, add it to the plugins, add it to the Maven, but you will have that since you're already making a paper plugin. We are already going to have the Maven by default here. And then, so for the next step, we will comment out compile only the paper dependency for 1.21.8 in this case. And we're gonna place the paperweight paper dev bundle. And then, so this is, we are going to use JSON, which is basically a Java JSON parser, and then all of the implementations for acar, for protocollib, for Lombok. Lombok has a lot of those. Okay, next thing, we are going to add this, and this is going to be the last part. So for some of you, this may look like this. So for some of you, it may not look like this. For some of you, it may work this. So hold on. This may, what? There we go. So for some of you, it will have to be this. For me, it doesn't work. For me, I had to do get Mojang production. It does the same thing. It's just, I don't know what the correlation is. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And also in the Gradle wrapper, so over here, you will have to set it to Gradle 8.14. That is because the paper dev bundle doesn't like anything under that. I'm guessing they use some of the newest features. Okay, so now that we have that set up, we can try and build the actual plugin, just in case. It should compile successfully, as you can see. So let's run the server. So we didn't change any code, so there shouldn't be any functional difference or nothing. We just added what is it, three, four plugins or dependencies, whatever you want to say, and that's about it. So let's see if it works. The server, okay, it's starting. Let us open the server. Again, it's not gonna show up, same as always. Okay, so we have loaded then. Does the plugin work? Yes, it does. Let's remove mana, and that works correctly. Nice. So this is the first part of the tutorial. I will add a timestamp, so you can skip it. Yeah. But yeah, now we can start working on the actual new stuff that we're gonna do today. Okay. So, first off, let's let's revamp the remove mana executor. Let's remove this from here. Now, what we need to do to actually fix the command, or not fix it, but implement the iCar things is, so first off, what we need to do is over here, instead of implements, we want to extend, and then the base command class, which is a class in the iCar commands. And then we want to do command alias, which we want it to be remove mana. And we wanted the description to be removes mana from the mentioned player. Nice. So instead of the override, we want it to be a default. After the default, we want to do the syntax. We want to mention the syntax, which would be the target, and after target, it would be the amount. And then the command completion, which we can, so both of these we can delete, but this is just like clarifying it for the end user and the person who uses it. And the command completion is very useful for us to be able to easily fill out the command. And it would be players, and then range. And then we can say from 10,000 to 10,000. Now, we have to change the command to use all of these. So, the command sender, the command blah blah blah. So all of this doesn't really matter to us now. The command sender, sure, we still kind of need that. But after that, what we can do is, of course, use the name attribute or annotation and say target. So the target is the target here, and it filled out immediately the amount, but we want the amount to be a double. We want it to be also not null. There we go. But we want the player. So when you have a player, and it's a command, of course, because we're using acar or icar or whatever, it's going to fill out the command sender and the player at the same time. So what we want is to do the flags and other, meaning we have to manually mention this in a command. And also the player should be not null. We can also set the default value of this to be 10. And what we want to do is set the amount here. There we go. So we can also go into here. Yeah, this is deleted. I forgot. So this should basically work at this point. So let's reload this. It may not work. It probably won't work because the server doesn't seem to be on. So let's stop it. Let's reload the server and see if it works now. There we go, the server has started. So let's join it. And let's test out the remove mana. Let's say 10. Okay, let's say -10. Okay, let's say 100, or let's say all of the 10,000. Let's say 10,001. Okay, let's say 100,001. Okay, so that works. Sure. Now that we have that working, I guess, we can start off saving and loading the player data. So how the saving and loading of the player data is going to work is basically we're gonna use the before mentioned JSON over here. Where is it? The JSON. There we go. So the custom player manager, we are gonna do a public static void. Let's of course do unregistered player first off, which is good. Now we also want to add a player leave event, or sorry, player leave or quit listener. I didn't type it right. Rename to listener. There we go. Player quit event. There we go. And instead of this, we want to unregister player, and we want the event.getPlayer get unique ID. There we go. So this, and we also of course need to register the command. So player quit listener. There we go. Import the class. Nice. So now we have officially, of course, we officially put in the player and take it out if, depending on if he's on or off the server. What other thing I think we should do is something. So if what happens now if we reload the server while somebody, or reload, not restart, but actually just do the reload command. If we reload the server while people are on it, they are not going to get re-registered. So what we want to do over here in Lyphea on enable, after all of this, we want to do for player get online players, yes. Oh, we're not using the correct player, my bad. We want to do custom player manager, register player, new custom player. There we go. Of course, over here we can either load the player in all of the constructors, which I don't think we should do. I think we should load them here because we have the functions. So maybe even better, we would initialize by UUID also. So we just do player, and over here we would do a custom player. Now let's add a function first off. So this doesn't look very appealing, but we will. So let's do private void, or private static void save player, custom player, of course. And what we want to do is file. Let's import the file from java.io. Let's do new file, Lyphea get instance. Yep. So that is what we want to do. In the data folder, players.customplayer.uuid to string.yml. Instead of YML, we want to do JSON. And then we want to try file writer file, import class. We wanna JSON JSON to JSON, or from, no, I did it right. To JSON players writer. There we go. It wants me to add a catch clause, of course. There we go. That is it for the save player. Now we want to load the player. Static void, well, instead of this, it's going to be custom player. Load player, UUID, there we go. JSON from JSON file, nice. So instead of this, it doesn't, no, that doesn't work like that. First off, we want to check if the file exists. We want to return null. Yeah, we want to return null. Then we can try, instead of doing stuff like this, we can do file reader, read the file, there we go. Instead of file, we can do reader. But of course, we have to fix the typo here. There we go. So that should work. If this happens, also we wanna e.print stack, check first, there we go. we wanna return null. Yeah. Or the other way around, there we go. Yeah, so we can save and load the player now. So what we have to do, or need to do, I guess, is load player. But let's actually what we can do is probably a little bit more simple, is just load player, and change it from player to be UID. There we go. And unregistered player is going to be save, and then that's it. Yep. Also on shutdown, we should do the complete opposite thing. Player.get unique ID. On disable, we should do, I mean, not the complete opposite thing, but something like this. So unregistered players, and there we go. It's just the opposite. So we will save them, and if it's a reload, it's gonna get loaded all over again. It's not a big problem. So we have the logic of loading and saving the player. The custom player now doesn't almost use any of the fields. And even this is used only once, and that once is going to get removed. So we may at some point remove these constructors, but not for now. Not for now. Because we may use these for an NPC or something, because we know all of the stats. But so this is registered, right? We can check if it's registered. Yep. I think we are ready to test out the loading and saving of the data. If you have any question about the theories or any ideas on what I should make or incorporate into the MMORPG, please let me know. I may leave guests once in a while, or maybe just link a GitHub repository at some point so you can download all this code, but not for now. And since the server has been open, let's check it out. So remove mana, myself, 0. So this is, okay, so it can't remove 0. Let's do 1. Okay, what is the issue? The issue is probably that I don't exist. So it probably crashed. Yeah, get field because is null. Yeah, okay. So when it tries to get, no, that is correct. It's just when I joined, it tried to load me, but since there is nothing to load, it returned null. Instead of that, I think we should create a new custom player with just the UUID, and the name being bucket get player UUID, right? And get name. And then we can return the new player. We could also probably save it. Instead of this, we can introduce a local variable, save the player, return the player. There we go. So this may be hot reloadable. No. Sad. I honestly have no idea why this is so useless. I thought it would be a little bit more useful. Yep. Okay, the server has started. Let's connect to it. Remove mana, myself 0. There was again an issue. The issue is the system probably cannot find the path We can check that. Give me a second. We can check that here. Plugins, yeah, so it doesn't have the thing created. So what we want to do is, there we go, make there. It's basically just ensuring that the file is created, or the folder and the files are created. Let's open the server. There we go, remove mana, myself 0. There was again an error. In this case, it is because it still wasn't created. So why wasn't it created? Let's check the logs. It should be probably somewhere around here. Okay, so the folder and then the child. Because sorry, that is the wrong code. There we go. I think we should make theirs. There we go. Will this be able to be? Nope. Okay, there we go. The server is basically started, so let's join the server. Let's give it a try now. There was again an error. This time it was because get field is null. Alright. We got progress. That's I guess the most important part. Has it been created? Yes. And the data is empty. I see. Of course. That is because the custom player has no data. So there is nothing to load, logically. Okay. What we need to do is realistically custom player. What is the get field is null? Yeah. So it doesn't have the field. So I think what we have to do, since we know the custom player is always going to be the same, we will make a constructor with just the UUID. And I guess, okay, so we can change the first one. And we can this dot fields dot add or put new namespace key Lyphea dot get instance dot get mana. Okay, there we go. This doesn't look the nicest, I guess we could say, but it will work, and we have to do that also in here. Let's reload the code if it lets me, of course. Why was I expecting it? Okay, the server has started. Let's direct connect to it. Okay, there was a problem again. What is it that this time? Cannot invoke map.get objects. This is being called, right? Yes. Because I have to refresh the, of course. So let's relog. It's probably gonna try and save it again. Reload from disk. It isn't, okay. It gave up. Nice. So let's load in. I don't have the necessary data. That is somehow a little bit surprising. Not gonna lie. I do call the function and I do put this in. So I should be able to save the... Maybe it's too complex for it to be saved. Let's give it a try. Yeah, of course, it doesn't work logically. I'll be back when I figure it out. Okay, guys, I think I have figured it out. It was the casting. The casting could have been the problem, because this was previously just 2 zeros and I cast it to double. So we'll see if this fixes it. Okay, let's see the file. Of course, I forgot about this. We need to relog now. So once you actually manage to get the saving correct, you won't ever need to relog again. But we can just immediately see if there will be problems. Like there will be a problem now if I try to run it, because it doesn't have the correct data for some. What? Okay, Yeah, I guess. Sure. But if I leave, will it save the data? It will. Okay, it doesn't. Well, does it just keep repeating? And then when I leave. Okay, but it doesn't. Cannot invoke UUID to string because custom player UUID is null. How did you manage for it to be null? I guess I have no idea. That's what I guess. Players. Oh! Oh my goodness, of course. It's trying to... Oh lord. Let's delete all of this. It was trying to write all of the players to JSON, so that's why it was causing some sort of problems. But let's give it a go now. Okay, let the world load. Okay, let's join the server. Let's check the data. Nice, okay, there we go. The data is now saved. We can remove, it's not gonna change. Let's say 100. It's not gonna change yet, although we could make an event when a field is changed. We could do that, so it gets saved. But I don't think that's necessary, especially later on, because what I plan on doing is health, mana, all of that is going to be a value over here in the fields, and the player health is going to be just a representation of the health. You will see what I mean by that. It's all going to be in fields, but let's leave and let's see if it saves correctly. There we go. Let's join the server. Let's check it. Okay, there was an issue. We could technically set the custom player, so instead of the namespace key, it could be a string. Okay, but it's gonna be a namespace key to the string. And I think the namespace key, we can do it from a string. Hold on. Namespace key from string. Yeah, okay. We can just save it as a string. To string, there we go. Everywhere. Put all fields, and it's gonna be string. And over here. So this is it for now. But later we will sort of make a wrapper for all of this. You will see. It will be quite interesting. Register field, and then over here is gonna be again this, but it doesn't. What is the problem? Register field already defined. What do you mean by that? Oh. Where is the definition of that? What is a string? Ah, yeah, of course, these became the same. But what was it before? It was namespace key, and the other one was a string. So I think we can leave it like that. Just add a toString here and a toString here. That would fix all of our problems, right? And I can undo all of this. There we go. And of course, toString. But now, whenever we want to get a field, we would have to do get field, new namespace, get instance. Yep. So all of that is correct. So it is neither a namespace, no. So the use of a namespace is basically if we ever extended this as an API, another plugin could come in and register their own fields with the same name, just different namespace. and we would be able to allow that for them. And that is like the most important part of extensibility, I guess. But let's go back to the server. Let's see if the data has loaded. Okay, the data doesn't seem to have any issues. The data over here seems correct. But let's check it. Nice. Okay. So that means that we are done for today, first off. And second off, that means that we have successfully managed to save and load the data of each player. But for good measure, let's reload the server and see if the loading and saving actually works even during the reload. Okay. Yeah, okay. So loading and saving is fully done. Also, what this means is that each player will have their own file. We could also do one big file with every person's info, but I don't think that is optimal, since this way it's much faster to find the person that you want instead of parsing a big file, and also this is way more readable. In the next episode, what we will do is make the custom player have multiple fields and potentially make items have abilities. So again, if you have anything to say, if I have said anything wrong or something that I said isn't correct, please correct me in the description. Also, the link to Lombok and all of the stuff that we imported this video, so iCar, JSON, Lombok, and Protocolib, all of that stuff will be in the description of the video. And I guess that would be it. Thank you guys for watching. So yeah, there you go.